one community, 3 tiers, 44 teams, and nearly 200 matches played. It's all led to this. Welcome to the playoffs, where the pretenders get eliminated, no second chances are given, and only the strong will survive. We'll see dominant performances, we'll see rivals clash, and we'll see shocking upsets. Players and teams of all skill levels have practiced for months to get here, giving it everything they have, but at the end of the day, only one will achieve: tranquility.
Good evening, Tranquility community. Welcome to a loaded Iris podcast as we wrap up season 4. We got your usual suspects here. That's right, Specs right in the center here. We got Thug all the way up on the opposite side of me, which is sad because I like it better when he's closer. And then in the upper right corner on my screen, I don't know how it appears in yours, we have NPC. Welcome to the usual, guys. We do have a few other people here. As you guys know, we were looking for some new Iris podcasters going into next season. We haven't selected yet, but these are the final 3, so we're just going to throw them to the wolves today and see what happens. And here they are to join us, and we're going to go ahead and let them introduce themselves, and we'll start off with the guy who is rocking a very similar haircut to Thuggington.
Yeah, Chad is already bullying me. So you might have heard my
they're comparing you to Thug. It's not exactly bullying.
I will see. Depends on your opinion of Thug and I. But all right, hi, I'm Light Rose. You might have heard my voice before. I was in Tranquility in season 2. I played main tank for Solo Cups. Rest in peace, Best Goats team. And now I do play-by-play casting. And this thing like appeared on my table. Like, I don't really know what it is, but maybe some of you know what it is. But that's me.
Only smart people know.
All right, we're gonna go above me now for the big face reveal.
Yeah, I am Bard. I played for Modify this season and Boop during season 3. This is the fabled Bard face reveal. You may hear me on occasion doing either play-by-play or analyst for the Twitch team, and I am rocking a championship jersey with, you can't see it because I'm not going to turn around, but it has my name and champion number on it.
Champion number. I love
champion
it.
Number
Okay.
Bard.
Okay. All right.
All right. I just have to get in really quick. Specs, you're not the finals MVP. You literally stunned
What?
You stunned one. You stunned one EMP, good sir. That is all you did. Otherwise, you fed your brains out. You lose.
I'm going back and taking it out of the montage.
Yes, take it out of the montage. Speaking of montage, we have somebody you all know very well, and that is he's a gentleman down on the bottom. We'll let him introduce himself.
Hello, I'm Vila. I played off-tank for Jetpack Cats. I, for the most of Season 3, was the head coach of Boop. Rest in peace, that team. And I also do some casting on the side, and I'm kind of the, main editor of Tranquility right now. So thank you all for having me.
All right. Welcome, guys. This is your trial run. The people who don't get in will be executed. Which is probably, anyways.
We forgot to tell you that part.
I regret a couple things.
All right, so let's go ahead and just talk about the 2 big matches last week. We just had 2, but man, were they were interesting. Let's start it off with the Transcendence tier finals. That was a wild matchup. Second Chance taking on Rebellion. Rebellion trying to keep that crazy run going. Second Chance didn't really give them a first chance to get that going, though, did they, Bard?
No, they really didn't. It kind of made me wonder what Uncommitted and Havoc were doing to let Rebellion get past them. I kind of think Rebellion maybe came in with a bit of a roster changes and was just underestimated. There's a lot of teams that if you underestimate them at that level, even if you're better than them, they're going to beat you. And I think Second Chance did a really good job of not underestimating Rebellion, bringing their A game the whole time, and just rolled right through them.
All right, Specs. I have to go to you next because I know you're going to talk your brain. You're going to talk your mind off here. The shocking thing here. I realize, but tell us what it was like from your perspective. You know, getting in there, getting in the thick of the toughest match you had all season in that championship.
No, I wouldn't say that, but I think if you watch the first point on Ilios, we were legitimately like, what are we doing? We lost pretty handedly. We did not take the point. And then we realized that Rebellion only knows what dive is. And then I played Brig and we miraculously won. So best Brig and Trank.
I don't know what they would have done without you.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? We've had previous best, Brig and Trank,
or you were the most targeted Brig in Trank. You got focused so heavy.
I did. I don't
know what
tactical feeding.
It's almost
you know what? When in doubt, dive the Brig.
Yeah,
but to me, it's almost like you talked a lot going into the match, and maybe. Anyways, what else? What about from the rest of you guys? Vila, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Rebellion came in. I mean, pick up a win against Havoc coming in. I know Havoc had ringers, so it's always going to matter. But Rebellion came in kind of late in the season, sort of the sleeper team coming in. But yeah, it would have been nice seeing them take at least 1 or 2 maps off Second Chance, make it a little more competitive. But yeah, it was kind of the Second Chance show throughout the entire series. Not very much else to say. Not too much of a surprise, unfortunately.
Yeah, definitely no upset there. I think everybody pretty much, well, surprisingly, if you look at the predictions and polls,
yeah,
a little even, which is surprising. I mean, no offense against Rebellion, kudos to them. They stuck it out. And, you can say all the things you want about the teams they played to get to where they got, but you still got to win the matches. And they did what they had to do to get there. What do you think, NPC?
I mean, that I knew it was going to be a 4-0. Okay, but I was expecting the signature Tranquility close 4-0.
Yeah, close 4-0.
But that wasn't even close. I mean, Rebellion, they had a glimmer of hope at the very, very beginning there. I think they prepared for Rocket and they prepared for Smugs, but what they didn't prepare for was the 26,000 tons of Orsted that sank them faster than the Edmund Fitzgerald.
I thought you were going to say the Specs Brig, and I was gonna be like,
no. He said
Gordon Lightfoot is rolling over in his grave, sir.
Instead, he comes out with.
I knew that Yeti and Thug would get that. They'd be the only ones that got my 26,000 tons of Orsted.
I don't get it.
I mean,
even I get that.
Yes.
Where's my
the Edmund Fitzgerald sank in 1974?
Lake Superior.
Is that like 100 years ago or something?
Oh, F and chat.
Aggressive.
There's 2 people logged into the OW Tranquility account right now, and it's really creeping me out. But anyways,
sorry.
Fight.
Who having a Light Rose? What about this? What about this match? What do you think?
Yeah, it's too. Second Chance was just too powerful. I mean, I had Havoc going all the way, and I think they were really the only ones to contest just the absolute star power that Second Chance had. And without Havoc in the finals, it was just an obliteration. Stop looking at me that way, Smugs. Smugs, why did I say Smugs? That's Specs.
If he looks like a smug person and talks.
Don't elevate Specs to Smugs' level.
Yeah. Specs, just calm down there a little bit. It has nothing to do with you.
All right.
Sure.
Thug, being the Harmony tier director, I feel like there's nobody more qualified than you to discuss this match. But
One could say I'm uniquely qualified.
Yes.
Uniquely qualified.
I was bored.
Oh, wow.
We were too.
Whoa, wow. Coming out of the gate.
When you have matches that are too one-sided, like I was looking forward to a Rebellion. And all we got was
you can't make more puns when Second Chance is just there and there's so many to death.
We got this fizzled out like junior high version of Les Mis. It was awful. it was like Les Mis Jr. That's the Rebellion we got. It was truncated. It was short.
You got to respect the joke. That was a good one. That was a good boomer joke.
I mean, Rebellion dreamed a dream. Okay, it's
All right, we get up there. That's
all
pretty
right.
good.
You know,
but at the end of the day,
What's going on?
Oh my god.
No, I mean it wasn't a close 4-0.
No.
Hats off to
No, it wasn't.
Second Chance, a team that doesn't play Overwatch, crushing this.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I will say that what this final did do for me is it made me really excited about next year's Transcendence tier because
It should.
you know,
yeah,
I will say
sure.
that, you know, as the tier director, I was really disappointed with how things panned out. And it's not because Second Chance won, it's because Specs won. But in reality, it's in reality, it's because so many teams dropped. You know, seeing the competitive imbalance that did exist was pretty lame. And I wasn't happy with it. I think now, knowing what we know going into next season, I'm really excited for what the new Transcendence tier is going to bring to the Tranquility community. It's going to be a lot more balanced. Really quick before we get into the other match, that other one that happened, I don't know if you knew about it. A lot of people are redeeming giveaway entries. This is the last chance this season to get in for a giveaway. Get them in now. Last call for giveaway entries. So get them in right now. If you need them, that's great. We will be discussing the Discord tier finals. After that, we'll be running an epic highlight montage prepared by Vila.
Epic.
It's really good.
Thanks for spoiling the best
kind of
moments.
jealous.
Yeah, it's very
Not even
montaging.
close, Specs.
It's
Not
very
even ironic.
montaging.
Oh my
Get
god, I'm just seeing
your-
all the giveaway
Yes.
entries in
yeah,
chat.
you
Oh
got
my
to
god.
get them in there.
Get him in now.
That's actually what I was doing at the
Last
beginning. Is I was just
chance.
spam redeeming it.
Last chance, everybody. Last chance. All right. Let's talk about the final match that occurred this season. And really, it was, you know, a lot of people said going in there hadn't been a lot of really close playoff matches. And there hadn't been a lot of great features. Everybody was talking about, you know, the Karma Potatoes match was the only 7 map sets thus far before this past week that was featured.
Not so fast.
Well,
I'm hype manning you. I'm hype manning you.
Oh, okay.
Oh! So I thought you were telling me I was wrong.
No. I'm just hold on. I'm like flavor right now.
Thug, you act
Wait
like
for it.
we didn't plan
wait.
this. We didn't plan this.
Uncommitted rebellion. Uncommitted rebellion.
Rebellion
Shut
didn't
up,
play
Specs.
anyone before this.
Shut up, Specs. Yeti, go on.
Technically, the last map of Modify versus Flashbacks was aired, and that was 7 maps.
We're tired of Modify already.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
already modified.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Modify,
We know you won, Bart,
guys.
alright?
Modify won 2 weeks ago. It doesn't matter anymore. Nobody cares. Half your team's
Irrelevant.
in
That
the Discord
season's
channel.
over.
Yeah, that season's done. That season's dead. All right, let's move on then. Finally, let's talk about probably one of the best matches to ever be featured in this community we've seen to date. That was Airstrike taking on Caliber in the finals. Airstrike beating Caliber in just. I could describe it with words, but I'm not going to personally. I'm going to let these guys do it. But do yourself a favor and watch the VOD.
Oh my god.
I not only
Amazing.
I not only watched it live, I've watched it on record twice since then. It is that good of an Overwatch match. Please do. If you like competitive Overwatch and you really have a hankering to watch Cryptic Force feed his way to a championship.
And win a title.
Yes.
You.
He got his ring.
Cryptic Force has a title before Velzen. Let that sink in.
Consistent ring.
Anyways, it was an amazing match. Vila, your thoughts?
Oh, I mean, you said it was probably, the best match or one of the best matches. I don't even know if probably is a word there. I mean, it was so good. I mean, just Airstrike coming back from a 3-1 deficit. I mean, the only match I can think of off the top of my head that rivals it, and just in terms of scale and how epic it was, is Harmony finale last season with the Undead Battery and Holy Jalapenos. But yeah,
That one went to 8.
Yeah, went to 8 with the draw. Yeah, and we see Airstrike coming in, really just that underdog story that everybody loves. Going through the entire season, they didn't get anywhere near as much love as Caliber and Tailwind. They weren't really in that conversation of the elite teams in Discord going into it. Definitely the underdog, and we see them again just claw back from the edge of a loss that nobody would have been surprised about. And of course, the big standout, Cryptic J Force.
Yes.
His ring. And now getting this ring. In all honesty, memes aside, I could not be more happy for the guy. All of them earned it. They played just utterly outstanding.
Cryptic J Force, and the J stands
What's
for...
What's the J stands for?
I literally know it.
Just
Oh, J Fry.
No,
It's J.
J stands for
J-A-Y.
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 That's a great one. I'm glad you got it. All right. These boomer jokes are just great, guys. He's great.
We're really testing these kids.
Thug.
I'm too
again,
young for this.
As the Harmony tier director, there's nobody more uniquely qualified than you to discuss the Discord tier finals. So
Okay, so I see the Discord tier as like the children I kicked out of the house that I was like, please don't come back, but sometimes they do want to come back, and then they smurf in Harmony tier, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here, guys.
That's a
not
very, very interesting analogy, I have to
Not
say.
allowed.
Yeah.
Not everyone's my child. Anywho, I think Vila said it best. Like this was the best match I've ever watched in Tranquility. It had drama. Like to go from a 3-1, it was match point that many times, and you could feel the momentum swing. Map after map after map. It's like they go down like, okay, they won, it's 3-2, and it's like, oh, you guys, we still got this. They just got one, then it was 3-3, and you could feel Airstrike just surging, and they're playing more aggressive. The feeding became even more, and when you press W that hard, sometimes you can't press S hard enough. And knowing Cryptic as long as I have, and I've been a Cryptic Force fan for the most part, the majority of 4 seasons. It was really heartwarming. I was really proud of his kind of arc, and the Cryptic Force redemption arc is finished. It's
finished. He's done it.
Cryptic is an anime.
Cryptic
He is an anime.
Give him his own anime. Put it on Netflix.
And it took him 4 seasons to get to the climax. It literally is
Oh
an
my
anime.
God.
There was a lot of filler
It
episodes.
is an
There was a lot of filler.
A lot of filler.
To be fair.
But this is my confirmation that Cryptic Force is a weeb, regardless of what he wants to say. Sorry, dude. You're a
You
weeb.
cannot defend yourself in the
He was
chat.
saving the real potential for the redemption arc. That's what it was. He was
If
holding
Thug is
back
the
on it.
shapeshifter, Cryptic Force is a weeb.
Can I just say that, and this is something I observed that I need to talk about it real quick, because I just watching the video back as often as I have, there are so many moments in that match where it looked like when Caliber was up 3-1 that they had it in the bag. There's so many points where it looked over. They had about 4.5 minutes to cap the final point on Dorado. They couldn't do it. They had the cart 1 meter from the finish line off of what it could have been a brutal C9 on Eichenwald, and they held off. Like it was just, there was so much back and forth and so much game saving, match saving, championship saving plays for Airstrike. There's so many to count. Placebo came up massive on Lucio on Eichenwald.
Yep.
Not only did he manage to get the touch in 1v5, he booped 2 of the people off the map. Like it was the necessary play to win. If he doesn't do that, they don't win. Like it's a 4-1 victory for Caliber. Like there's just these little plays that every single one of these guys made that just clutched up. And I and just watch the video, guys. My God, it's got door casting and bar 2, but door.
Bard's mic messed up quite a bit, so it was usually the door.
We don't like that Bard guy around here.
And just like prepare your heart, because it's gonna be going like up and down. Don't think anything like.
I'm
just
so
gonna
Bard, you did have a firsthand view of it, Bard. What do you think of the match?
My brain genuinely turned off at the end of Eichenwald. Like I was
Time out. Your brain turns on. When does that happen?
Are you not in our Discord? It happens all the time.
I've never been invited.
No, I thought the C9 was inbound. I thought it was done. I thought it was over. I'd counted them out and placebo touch point, and my brain was just like, it's done. We can turn off now. We're going out. We're outro. And I was supposed to analyze, and Dor was like, what do we see there? And I had no idea. And then we went into Dorado.
Just say placebo.
Yeah, no, I was just like placebo touched, and then something happened and they won. I don't know, check the VOD. And then we got all the way to Dorado, and Caliber had 4 minutes for point C, and it just never clicked to me for the entire point C push that it was done, that it would be the end. And so Door like DM'd me like 4 times, like, you need to be hyping this up. It's almost over. And I was like, it's not almost over. They have 4 minutes, and it's like 30 seconds left on the clock, and I'm freaking out. Oh, it was hands down the best match I've ever seen in Tranquility.
It felt like a fever dream after a while, honestly, with how back and forth it was. It was wild. Who hasn't talked yet? Light Rose, I know you've kind of chimed in a little, but what do you think? It's been talked about a ton. What else do you have to say about it?
It's just it was just so emotional. I think we've analyzed kind of the gameplay and stuff to death, but it was just, for me, it was just all about the heart.
Mm-hmm.
You had that freaking Eichenwald. Oh my god, my heart dropped into my stomach because I was just like, it can't end this way. It can't end this way.
Not like this.
If anyone saw my meme, like, I had 3-1 is such a cursed scoreline. It's so cursed.
Warriors, that's Golden State.
Golden State. I'm a Golden State fan, so it's like it hurts deep. And just last
You
year,
just hate Indiana. You just hate Indiana.
I kind of do, but in last season when Undead Battery lost the 3-1, I kind of was like, oh gosh, they blew the 3-1, and then this year I was just like, oh no, it's happening again. It's gonna happen again. The momentum is just such a huge thing, and it was like, it's just the anime. It's perfect. Script has been written, and you can't break it.
Specs, do you have anything to add to this?
Anime sucks, and this is a very close. I think this is. I don't know if this is the best match Trank has ever seen, because the Meteors.
Meteors One Last Ride.
Yeah, that
game was a really good one too.
Yeah,
I mean, you have to throw jalapenos and Undead Batteries for sure.
Yeah.
Map 8 finals. I mean,
Map 8,
Well, Specs and I actually did Dest for that.
Yeah, we did. And
Solo
I think
Cup
the whole
Otaku
time,
season 2 as well. I mean, there's a lot of great matches, honestly.
Yeah,
so.
But having this there as a top 2, top 3, just really speaks to how crazy the match was from start to finish. One team came out strong, looking like they were going to just take it, and then another team came back, clawed it from the grips of death there, and really made it work. And it was all in spite of Cryptic Force.
NPC, would you like to conclude our thoughts on this match?
Yeah, I will. I said it in the Twitch chat, and it bears repeating. Beth is in the chat, and she knows that placebo doesn't work unless you believe in it, and the more you believe in it, the harder it works.
Beautiful. Someone write that down, put it on a poster or something.
That's aggressive.
Put it right next to Drink Bleach.
So, is that a new? Is that a new Trank? Is that a new Trank t-shirt next season?
We are just
now, please, Cap.
Yeah, can we get one? I wouldn't.
We should get some of these memes on t-shirts.
Oh yeah, we already have the NPC head.
Drink bleach.
Yeah,
UTC.
Yeah, drink bleach with a Bethcon avatar next to it. Yes, that's perfect. Or just a diva.
Doctor's orders.
Yeah, doctor's orders. There we go.
Doctor's orders.
I love it.
Gosh.
All right. So just to kind of conclude on season 2 or on Discord tiers, season 4 championship. I don't know why I said season 2. Light Rose.
It's because I'm here.
Light Rose is making me feel season 2 thoughts.
Yeah.
No, but in all seriousness, congratulations to Airstrike. You guys rallied after a mid-season roster overhaul. I know we all hyped up Octane at the beginning of the season as the guy who's going to carry Airstrike. Obviously, things didn't work out with Octane for whatever reason. It doesn't really matter. But you picked up Void Kit. And then the whole team just kind of came together, gelled, and a lot of people want to say, "God, Void Kit's he's the MVP. Void Kit this, Void Kit that." Void Kit was on other teams that were losing before he went to Airstrike.
So, but then he equipped the Dallas Fuel McCree skin, and
then it literally had nothing to do with it. But then he joins Airstrike, and suddenly that team becomes somehow even more scary. So kudos, everybody on Airstrike. Congratulations on your win. What a fantastic match, and congratulations as well to Caliber. I mean, nothing to sneeze at with your season. You guys had a hell of a run. You were the favorites the whole season. I think a lot of people probably overlooked you guys. A lot of people might have thought your season was a fluke. But you know,
maybe.
but no. In all seriousness, great season for both teams. Really, really fun. Really fun. So that's it for both these matches, guys. And what a playoffs we had. There's just so much to do, so much to talk about with it. But really, there's just one montage to encompass all of the excitement that surrounded the season 4 playoffs this season. Last call on giveaway entries.
Giveaway in there.
Oh, shit, I'm 50 points short. Damn it.
That's unlucky.
I have exactly 50 points. I just got over 1,000.
Unlucky.
So.
Hate to see it. All right, we are running the montage now.
And now Illusion with some sign of life as Kid Zero, and Blur with the double fire strike takes down Ensol, finishes up on Honey with the nano boost coming out from Hysteria, and right as Illusion look like they have a chance to take that, Blur and Hysteria put themselves just out of their way to do the damage there, and Southlaws
but it doesn't matter because Shoney Red's already gone down. One traded back onto Thickburger, but as this fight slowly grinds through, we see Tailwind come out on top time and time again.
Tailwind just finds ways to win these scrappy fight right now. But Zetsubo did find Aurora, and here comes an ultimate. It's not over by any means.
Oh, it finds two! A massive gravitic flux there from Zetsubo. Swaley making the way. The shatter is huge! Five delivered on top. Insult to injury. Tailwind come up big. Patient from the way taking out one. And Motivated Field out. Oh, but Vet looks to single-handedly end the playoff run. Tribiko comes in. Sounders from both sides. Oh no, the duplicate knocked into the hole. What a massive charge from Vet. Now his team can push through. Holy Jalapeno sweep it on up. Overtime takes down. Jalapeno takes down Boop in the playoffs.
The ultimates except for the barrage in this next fight because that hamster is just a pain in the butt to kill. But a quick kill from Rocket.
And that meteor strike is going to take out three.
And the punch. There we go. From Rocket.
Bard early, that's a big kill though, losing your May there. Sir Blake is dropped by Stan Bumper though, even fight now. Both teams down. Oh! It's Dante with an Earth Shatter. A thunderous one. It's over. It's over on that one. MTT finds Serve Blank, third time's the charm for MTT. But Beth responds with a kill on the Bard. We see the sound barrier come out. And the Earth Shatter from Instante. Fight territory here. Malalia puts it in. We see Sir Blake falls early to stand bumper after that Graviton Surge. The beat is dropped by Whitmitten. Here comes the huge Sigma ult, but nobody's going to the point.
They got me. Where's the port? Let them go to the point there.
There.
And that's it.
Over. Modify. They have evolved to the champions of the Harmony tier. Congratulations to Modify.
Up for Caliber though. If they can't do it now, I don't know when they can. Airstrike matching it though with ultimates of their own. It's gonna be a difficult one. The wall though is very, very good out of J Vice. Early Blizzard from Airstrike again. Japeel. Sound barrier as well. They commit to the Shadow Three! Oh my god! Beautifully played by Caliber. They commit 3 ultimates and every single one of them pays off. Him in the value, but
They're not able to touch the objective point. They have to get right now, Placebo.
Placebo busts inside the anti-nade lands coming onto the boom off the map, and there goes J-Vice Placebo! What a huge pick just in time! Pulls into the Gravitic Flash, what a combo! By Caliber as well as the Dragon Throw on top for good measure! Oh my god! Oh. Them a pick, but they're not able to find the damage. Breathing up for Zoria, cryptic, and both is going out, and anti-nade lands onto 2 Bandit Canes. Placebo the follow.
Down, airstrike to take down J-Vice.
On the clock here, damage to Cryptic Foot swinging like a goddamn man. On top of this good Placebo. Just the beat to make sure it happens. Overtime taking down. Airstrike have done it. Clawed back from the jaws of defeat. Caliber's feet. The team play not enough to overcome the sheer heart of Airstrike.
Maybe the Sombra, maybe.
Oh, just barely able to touch, but not able to EMP. Gets taken down by the turret. Now the dive coming back in, and we see the swap of Snowy back over to the ball. That's my big Marv and Explode trading kills on the objective. The Dynamite ends up grabbing Explode as they continue to fight their way around. The ball trying to hold on, gotta get back on that objective. Overtime continuing to tick away, but gets taken down by Smug Turret. He might tie it up right there. Diva Bomb now coming in from my big Marv, looking to see if they can get some kills, but they will get the DMAC, and that is good enough. That Mini Diva can't do a whole lot. That payload is moving its way in. They gotta be able to solve this off, but nobody can get there. Second chance in a sweeping motion takes Rebellion's hot streak and slams it right into the ocean. They are now our victors for the Transcendence Tier Division.
And welcome back. Thanks again, Vila. Outstanding work as always on these montages. Really, really, really well done. Guys, that's it. We're putting the little book, putting the bookend on season 4. It's all done. Bye, everybody.
It was fun.
All right.
Bye.
It's crunch time. Have some cheese and grooves.
But really, there's a lot more. There's a lot more to talk about, everybody. We have so much more to discuss, and really, this season. You know, I think a lot of people are going to look at this season and they're going to compare it to prior seasons. They're going to talk about how good their team did, how bad their team did, quality of Twitch broadcasts. There's so many different things, but I want to talk about just kind of the impressions of this season in general. I want to first talk about some of the biggest surprises that stood out to you guys in season 4. So Light Rose, why don't you start us off? Biggest surprise this season?
Probably for me, I think it was 2 things. I think it was Airstrike, and then the second one doesn't have to do with any teams. It was the amount of quality that went into the Twitch broadcast. It was amazing. Just behind the scenes. I think we got like 3 forecasters here, 5. I don't. Almost all of us had some hand in helping it, and it is so amazing. I mean, Juke, they're going away this season, sadly, but they did amazing, and I'm so excited to see what's going to happen next season because we brought in a lot of viewers. We tried new things, and it just brought a lot of content and really amazing things that people could rewatch their games, and it was just fun for everybody involved.
Yeah, season 4, we had some of the best viewership we've ever had. In total, guys, we basically were probably one of the top T3, T4 communities out there for Twitch viewership, and honestly, one of the tops in Twitch production. There's no doubt about it in my mind. So people started to notice us this season, and it's really cool from the perspective of somebody who's involved in Twitch. I'm sure the 5 of us who actively participate in the Twitch broadcasting agree. I mean, it's awesome. It's really cool that this place is getting a lot of exposure right now. So let's go Bard next. Bard, what was your biggest surprise this season?
I'm going to go with the team. I'm going to say Flashbacks were the biggest surprise for me. They had a really rough start. They had a bit of an image problem throughout the beginning and first half of the season. But when we played them, they were super great. They're a super nice group. I think they kind of dug themselves into a hole and had to work their way out of it early on. But really just a fantastic group. And they surprised me with how great they played and how great they were as people.
Specs, what do you think here? Biggest surprise season 4?
Yeah, I mean, of course, the Twitch broadcast one is the one that gets taken off the table here. But I think it was the parity between the Harmony and Discord tiers. I think this is the season where we were actually able to see any team beat any team on any given Wednesday. In the past, we've had seasons with teams that were just standouts and no doubters. This season, we definitely saw a lot of teams you wouldn't expect to kind of win anything to go on and surprise a lot of people. So I think it was great kind of seeing those underdog stories throughout the season.
Definitely. Vila.
So for me, it's not necessarily a team or has to do with competition. It's really just about seeing the success of both Harmony and Discord compared to last season. So for those of you who weren't around, Season 3 was the first one that had a Harmony and a Discord tier. And there were lots of teams folding, especially in the Discord tier. If you were in the Discord tier last season, a playoff spot was basically a participation trophy. Let's just be honest.
It was.
Everybody dropped out. Like half the teams dropped out. Harmony, some issues with smurfing. Overtime had to drop out kind of early on. Spare Change had an issue with that later on. Still a lot of dropouts.
I forgot about
that. Yeah. And, Transcendence this season was experimental. They were kind of just testing the waters. They already had a better plan going next season, seeing what worked and what didn't. But I'm really just happy to see that, the tiers are more successful. We got a lot more competition. We had fewer problems with toxicity. I don't think we had really any problems with smurfing, did we?
We had one instance discovered in the preseason. No, we had one instance discovered in week 1, but it wasn't a smurf as much as it was there was a person with 2 identical accounts. 2 identical account B tags that just had different numbers. We didn't catch it. It was and not even I don't even think the GM caught it. It was just one of those kind of fluky things. There was no malintent, but I mean, it technically was still, by the rules of the book, it was still smurfing. So, it's not technically smurfing, but it was. So, for those of you wondering, I'm still have a broken webcam, so I'm still taping my phone to my monitor, and my tape is slipping, so I'm fixing that right now. So we just did Vila, I've done Specs. Let's go up to Thug. What you got for me, buddy?
Thug. Sorry, my brain was just broken.
Everything just tastes purple
Pull
for a
the
second.
Bard. You pull the Bard. Wow.
Is anybody?
He had a stroke. He had a stroke. He's okay.
Anybody else smell burnt toast?
Yeah.
Anyway, what biggest? You guys thought I was gonna do the thing.
I did.
I thought I was gonna do the thing. Anyway, biggest surprise for me, I think I'm gonna reiterate the Twitch thing because it's that important. It's the amount of casters we have that aren't participating as a player, I think, is something that stands out for me. It's we're drawing in talent that I want to do this. I don't want to. I'm not going to compete competitively. That doesn't appeal to me anymore. But I still enjoy esports. I enjoy Overwatch, just not in a competitive sense, and I still enjoy analyzing it and watching it. And I want to try this. So it's really fun to see that. It's good to see people come back and see Light Rose come back as not a player, but as a broadcaster. It was really heartwarming. And overall, I think just from a admin standpoint, it was fairly not like uneventful. Every season we have these big issues and larger problems with toxicity and smurfing, but I think we did a really nice job of getting ahead of them. Great job to all the other leadership. I want to make sure that said. Team leaders, team GMs really took control of it, bought into what Tranquility Community is about, and that's important for growth and for stability and for health of our community. Is the leaders taking some ownership in it and taking some accountability in it. So that was a surprise for me. Going from season 3 to season 4, I was anxious because Discord was it was hell. Dealing with that, and Cav pulled a hair out all. It's like, what am I doing? What's going on? Like, what the hell are we doing? We had just smurfing issues all over the place in Harmony tier, but this season just felt more community. So that was my biggest surprise, and a pleasant surprise at that.
Yeah, don't forget, Dora is a boss DPS. Needs to be said. He's like a GM DPS. So
I don't believe.
He actually was featured.
He won me.
His school, his test or his college team was featured on I forget what stream. I think it was Elo Hell. No, it was the Florida Mayhem channel. It was during the Florida Mayhem's broadcast.
Because he goes
his university team. He played DPS.
Florida State.
Yeah, Florida State. So
Yeah,
you got to give Dora a little bit of credit, just a little.
The only good thing about Florida, is Dora's there.
1v1 me.
I'm just gonna say there's at least one person in this.
Spawn Camp to season 3 MVP, Goldmore at number 26. I'm just saying.
There's at least one person in this call that is from Florida. At least one.
I do not retract my statement.
Florida's not a real game.
Two.
But that's America's way.
Florida also has melts.
Yikes!
Oh, cut it up, burn it. No,
Move on, cut the feed.
Let's move it on. Let's move it on. All right. So NPC, you want to wrap it up here? Biggest surprises of the season for you?
I do. Everybody else talked about all the other good stuff. And so I'm gonna go against type, and I'm gonna actually take the low road here, and I'm gonna say that I was actually kind of disappointed in Transcendence tier. I was expecting the best Overwatch has to offer. I was, and maybe they did have the best players. And in a tournament like ours, it was just so hard to keep up with all the roster changes and all the team swaps. It's why I don't keep up with college ball, like any college sports. Unless you went to a college, you just don't care about all those teams and all those players, and it rotates too fast. It's hard to keep up. And those teams, they did what they had to do to keep it competitive, and it was great. But at a fun tournament like ours, it just didn't quite click. But the good news is the best we had to offer came from Discord tier, and that was amazing. I mean, I had kind of low expectations for Harmony and Discord, but I had such high expectations for Transcendence tier. I was a little disappointed, but Discord tier was just amazing. All the Discord tier games, even the 4-0s, were close 4-0s.
That's true.
Always a close.
We should just make a shirt that's just as close.
I don't know.
Oh, it's 4-0.
I don't know. I don't know. Alt F4 was in the tier.
Well, that's true. That's true. But you get what I'm saying. It's like I was just kind of whatever. But it worked out, and it's great. And it's gonna work out. Season 5 is gonna be the best season ever.
Wow, that's a big statement there from NPC.
Putting all sabotage not just to make NPC.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna reveal that I've been a GM Smurf all this time.
Wow.
No one would believe that.
Your gameplay is just otherwise.
Imagine believing
X
that.
in the chat, boys. X in the chat.
X the doubt. Yep.
Well, anyways, thank you guys. Let's move on then. All right, guys, there's been so much excitement this season. A lot of fun, really great season. We talked about it a ton. What was your favorite moment? Bard, let's start with you.
Oh, you know what? I'll leave some of the juicy ones on there. And I'll exclude myself from this. But I think just every time I got to cast was so great this season. I got to do the Discord finals, which was so hype, so fantastic. I got to do some games that I didn't expect to be good. Like I did the Southlaws game when they were relatively new as a team and no one really expected much from them, and they brought it back after a forfeit map 1 to win 3-2. That was pretty hype. I got to do some of the admin games, which were just so fun. So really, just I had a lot of fun every time I got to cast this season. That was really just a highlight that sustained throughout the season.
Light Rose, what do you think?
You think it's stereotypical to say the Discord tier finals just
Nope.
to watch
Nope,
it? I mean, we
nope,
talked about it
Yeah,
so much.
I mean, you get to go first.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it again. I mean, the Discord tier finals. What else is there to say that we haven't said? It was just haven't felt that emotion since last season, and last season's Harmony tier finals.
Specs, what do you think?
Yeah, this one hits home, real close to home for me. There's been one person in Tranquility's history that's been involved in every finals at this point. And him taking home his first one this year on, the best team in the community. Seeing Orsted actually pick up the championship was good for him. Lot of the longtime Trank goers will know. Some of you guys won't. That he was season 1 lost to Havoc in the finals. Season 2 lost to Otaku in the finals.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, season 3 he coached Eclipse, and then this year he was on us with Second Chance. So really good to see him, improve and get to the point where he's actually able to win over there.
Sorry. Vila, go ahead.
Well, I hate to say it because he who shall not be named is right here in this call.
Oh no!
Be your specs.
Good point.
I'm saying with Bard, seeing, having been with him throughout Boop in season 3 and really getting to work with him and seeing the kind of player he was. We meme Bard all the time, but he was a fantastic player. Really stood out on Boop, really wanted to learn and get better. And he's a great dude. And seeing him, win with Modify was really great to see. Just like how I was happy for Cryptic winning in Discord, really happy for Bard, and really all of Modify in general. I know we kind of meme the whole team, but
because of Bard.
Yes,
basically.
mainly because of Bard.
Totally
Also
fair.
because of their big meme presence as a team as well.
Yeah,
they're very easy to kind of joke with. But in all seriousness, they went into the season completely slept on. Nobody had them doing anything, including myself, to be honest. I didn't really think much of them. And they come in, they were basically picked against just about every match, including the playoffs, like all the way until the very end. It took them basically winning the entire tier for people to be like, maybe.
I still don't believe it. I still think Jalapenos are a better team.
I picked Modified in the finals.
So
they were also, and yep, hey, I did as well. And they were also a joy to have on beach. Really great group of guys, and seeing them also as a humongous underdog story, even bigger than Airstrike. Fantastic.
Modify was probably the least respected of any top seed. So,
for sure.
Yes,
I think it's most likely because of Bard.
Yeah, I mean, but that's not.
Hey, I disrespect myself, so I'm fair game. I'm fair game. Just leave the team out of it. They're great. I'm terrible.
All right, Thug, go ahead.
Let me see. Favorite moment. Admin bugs, and not just because I got to drink and have fun with other admins, and we all got to let our hair down for one night, but the amount of money the community raised was overwhelming. I remember going to bed that night, and as I was laying there and the room was spinning, I was just like, waves of joy that were hitting me because
and nausea.
Yeah, that was the next part. But it was an overwhelming sense of pride and of humility that it's like we don't deserve you guys.
Right.
Like it's insane. Not just we're like, you guys are idiots, stop being stupid.
Right.
It's still this community that put together their money towards something that is bigger than them, and that was really, it felt really good.
Right. That was awesome. Like truly, like from somebody for all of us and like the admins and like even the people who aren't admins who contribute so much to this community. I don't think you guys realize like how much that meant to us. Like we pour our hearts and souls into this, and we do it not because we get paid to do it, because we don't. We do it because we have fun with it. And for this to be the success it was just, it's still something I talk about with colleagues at work, or I'll talk about it with my family. Like things that like my extended family. I told my grandparents about it. Like it meant that much to me that we were able to do that, and it's in complete credit to all of you in the community for making it this amazing success. And I know for a fact that that $2,000 is going to touch a lot of people's lives, and that's the best part about it. You know, cancer sucks, and cancer is affecting my life personally.
That was a mental health charity. That was
sorry, that was the mental
that
health.
was you all
Sorry.
rad.
I've been so much on cancer lately, NPC.
I've got the cancer thing coming up this weekend.
One up on cancer.
Yeah, fuck cancer,
Yeah.
by the way. But no, that was
My cancer thing is this weekend. That was
it's never
mental
been
health.
Mental health has never been a good thing for me. So honestly, it's even better that it's even better in many ways for that, closer to home for me. So it meant so much, guys. I gotta say it's very touching. So thank you all. So anyways, NPC, you can close it out.
Well, what I hate about going last is you guys took all the low hanging fruits and all the really good ones. So I wrote down several of my top moments. I wrote down all of my top moments here, and I've got extras, so I've got backups. One of my favorite moments is the potatoes versus comets last map we played. I know it probably wasn't fun for the players playing in the match, but that was damn fine entertainment. Like I said, we're for a fun tournament. I love getting emotionally invested in the teams and following their anime arcs and whatnots, and it just doesn't get any better than the overtime glitch forcing the to be continued match replayed fourth map, then getting a forced map 5. It was so amazing. You know, it doesn't get any more anime than that. It really doesn't.
Truth.
And I love it.
Truth. There's so many amazing moments this season, guys. We could talk about them on and on and on. There'd be an entire podcast about them, but
I would have talked about the All-Star game, but it hasn't happened yet. It happens tomorrow, right here on this channel.
The Harmony Tier All-Star game. NPC, do you know anything about any of the Harmony Tier All-Stars?
I think there's at least one guy.
Yeah, Vila's here.
He's an All-Star 3-time, back to back to back.
He's got a full head of hair.
Okay.
Okay, we're not
The most important All-Star. MVP runner-up. All right.
I will be casting as well, so.
I guess you should still tune in.
I've ruined it.
I know there's no giveaways, but it's going to be a lot of fun. There's some weird antics as always part of an all-star match. Tune in.
Oh, yeah.
It's a
We're gonna have a good
blast.
time.
We're going to have fun. And then, teabagging's back on the table for all-stars. So, tactical crouch away. But yeah, it's gonna be a fun one. We're excited to feature that. It'd be a great way to send off season 4. But you know, season 4, it's like I said, we're bookending it now. What's kind of the hope for the future of Tranquility? Tranquility's future, I feel like has never been brighter than it is right now. You know, Overwatch 2 is right around the corner. You know, Valorant hasn't completely killed Overwatch yet. It's
not going to.
Yeah. So, what do you think, Vila? What's kind of your hope for the future of Tranquility?
Well, hopes of the future, we're already we're getting there. I touched on, toxicity earlier and having much fewer problems. Next season, it might seem, like a fool's dream, but 0 disciplinary actions. Everyone's lives are a lot easier.
I'm not playing.
No. But
it's true.
No issues of
That's a
toxicity.
big hope for the Advent.
We just banned him. We preemptively banned him.
You knew it was going to happen. He said earlier he wanted to sabotage the season, so you had to. Your hands were tied. But on the real, just no teams dropping out. Starting together, finishing together, and just having everybody in there for the long haul, and just sticking out the season. No matter what. That's what I would love to do.
I'm already seeing people week 1 in this chat just sitting here just like all right.
I'll ruin that.
Specs, what do you think?
I did. Sorry.
I just had a thug moment. Oh my god, my brain shut off.
Hopes for the future.
Welcome to being a boomer.
Somebody get him his brand.
And then thug, and then
Oh
spec.
boy, what was the question again?
Get the man his brand muffin, everybody. He's
The question was, what are your hopes for the future of Tranquility?
Just schedule your hip replacement surgery now.
Hey, I actually have that scheduled for next summer. So-
Okay, all right, there you go.
At 24 years old, life's great. So it's actually kind of seeing it's going to be personal, of course, but it's seeing the different side of the community. I'm transitioning over to a coaching role and being doing some more things behind the scenes with casting and everything with that. So I'm really interested to kind of give back to the community that's given me so much so far. Coming to the community as bad as I was and still being bad, but not as bad. So really looking forward to giving back to towards everyone that was here. So.
Thug, what do you think?
Continued growth. I mean that in a place looking at the applications we have as a admin team to sift through for Discord Harmony tier, we are gonna have to turn teams down.
Yes.
Or maybe not turn them down as like, not right now. We'll have to see what happens as preseason rolls around. There's always teams who are like, I want to start a team, but I don't know. This is really hard. I don't want to do it anymore.
Right.
It's not easy.
It's not. So, but there's an abundance of teams.
We've already seen orgs created and fold. I'm not even kidding you. Since the season's end, there's been orgs created and folding.
Yeah. I want to start a team. Oh, never mind. All my players quit. Sorry.
So
I'm looking for us to not have to make concessions. We're not filling a spot just because we have to fill a spot. I think that was kind of the crux of Transcendence tier this season. It was we had spots we had to fill, so we filled them, and it's like shit. But we learned from it, and we have a really healthy stock to pick from, and I'm excited, and it makes me very hopeful for continued growth in the future. Tranquility has become a community that people want to be a part of.
Yep.
And for those that have the privilege to play here, know that it's a place that we come here. We're not taking concessions on what we believe in as a community. We're not buying into but this community does this.
Right.
No, this is Tranquility community. If you want to do that there, teabagging is one of those things.
Right.
If you want to do that, go to that community. That's not happening here. If you don't agree with it, tough.
Yeah. Sorry. It's not.
Yeah. Sorry. No, sorry.
Yeah.
That's just not what we're about. But we have opportunities for people to do.
Right. If the system didn't work, we wouldn't be turning people away. I hate to say that, but it's just true. Like, that's something I was going to kind of touch on. If you haven't applied for next season and you have an org that was running this season, you better get on it. Because, right now,
Friday?
and I'm not kidding you, do it right now because
we're getting full.
We are going to have to turn people away. Like, it's not that we might, we will. We already will.
Yes,
so
100%.
yes, so just be advised. You need to get registered ASAP. If you're not. So, yeah. Anyways, NPC hopes for the future.
Well, hold on. Let me post an application link in the chat so people can apply right now.
Right now.
Right now. I put it in the chat somewhere. So go ahead and fill that out. What are my hopes for the future? This season, I feel like was a great season. We had season 2 was good. Season 3, I feel like what we were missing in season 3, we got back in season 4, and it was fun teams. The Overwatch is a fun game. It can be fun. When you're all playing serious and try hard and this and that, it takes the fun out of the game. So we saw teams like Get Off by Land, DDoS, Bork, and to a lesser extent Potatoes, because they had like coaching and scrims and stuff. But I mean, we proved that Overwatch can be fun when you're just a bunch of guys that want to hang out and play video games. And I feel like season 5, we're going to see the return of those teams. And then we're going to see some teams in like maybe even Discord tier that are just a bunch of guys that want to hang out and have a good time. And they don't, winning is great. It's good. It feels good to win and play and compete. But at the same time, at the end of the day, it's just a game.
Right.
And I really love that. And I think we got that back this season. And I think we're going to see even more of it next season.
And even the hyper competitive teams, like there wasn't butthurt or backlash over losing. Like, Tailwind stands out to me in this example. Like they busted their asses on scrims. They were working their tail off constantly. And then when they lost to Caliber in the playoffs, they were just like, dude, awesome match. What a season we had, man. That was so much fun. Like that's what we didn't really feel like we had last season. There was just like this, everything felt wholesome. Like at the end of the match, yeah, you competed hard, but y'all said good game afterwards, played a little grab ass, whatever. It was fun. Wait, sorry.
Slap ass.
Sorry.
That was just in DDoS.
Yeah, that was DDoS. Sorry.
Sorry.
Flashbacks there. Gosh. No, not flashbacks. No.
DDoS. Come on, get with it.
Gosh, I'm losing
DDoS.
I'm losing myself here. No, it was a great season with just attitudes in general, and I really really appreciate that from an admin point of view because I didn't have to be a bad guy all the time. And then people write angry things on Twitter or message Cav saying that I kicked them because I was tilted, which only happened a few times this season.
Twice.
Which I love seeing. I laughed my butt off on those. So, anyways, go ahead, Light Rose. What was your what are your hopes for the future of Tranquility?
I think it's just I'm just looking for more things that have to do with growth, higher Twitch numbers, more people in Tranquility, more people to interact with. So I don't think there's anything super specific that I'm kind of looking forward to. It's just more Trank growth. I guess the kind of less toxicity, less drama. Because I was a little bit involved with that stuff this season, not as much as other people, and so I'm just excited to see how much bigger we can get in season 5.
Bard, what do you think?
Well, I'm gonna not be anywhere near serious as the rest of you, but I just want like homegrown Trank memes to just like start growing more. I feel like we've got a really good meme like scene in Trank, but it's very niche and it's not like we have a memes page, and I want memes page to be Trank memes, like a good 80% Trank.
Hey, Bart, I'm with you.
The Tranquility meme community. Overwatch is just a hobby. What we really do is we make memes.
Yes, it's true.
Viva la revolution.
Okay.
I'm gonna hold you to that new Tranquility meme every day, Bard.
I'll do my best.
All right, challenge has been
try.
issued. All right, let's move on. Yeah, you just got pinheaded. Is my new favorite. That's my favorite meme of season 4, by the way. Huh? You just
We've had good ones. We've had you just got pinheaded.
He do be on the flank though.
He be on the flank though.
He'd be on the flank
Lay
though.
up my queen needle.
Yeah, lay up my queen needle.
Getting Specs died. It was great.
Hanamura
3
Hellhounds.
time back to back to back.
Hanamura Hellhounds have the best tank line in the tier. You're gonna
Hellhounds got undefeated all the way.
You're gonna alt F4 after the match. Yeah, well, money moves isn't a good
Money move.
That's not a good. It's a meme that existed. It
Don't
wasn't a
you
good.
dare! Don't bring up money moves. It does
But
not
really,
deserve it.
if there's a meme that developed anywhere on the podcast, particularly Thug, you know that meme, right?
Which meme are you talking about?
Do the thing. Just do the thing, okay?
It's crunch time.
The people want
Is it Emo Thug? I think it's Emo Thug.
You know what it is.
Pogfish.
Yeah, he said the thing, guys. Everybody,
thing.
Yay!
We need a team next
thing.
season. Somebody make a team that has a cool name like that, so I can jump all over it.
Hey,
I'm thirsty.
you're saying that, but Pogfish is applying for next season.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Come
so
back to me. Baby.
SR may be a factor, but we'll tackle that later. So
It's gonna be one guy with no players, but Thug's gonna be like approved.
all right.
Pogfish.
Okay, Thug, that's-
Please, I'm gonna take
Thug,
off my
please, Thug,
freaking head.
please stop. It's actually giving me a headache. All right. Have we covered everybody? We did cover everybody. All right, guys. Season 4 was amazing. Season 5, there's so much coming up here. I just wanted to cover a few of the things kind of before we wrap things up, and get into the drawing and a couple final words from everybody here. So season 5 notes, again, it's just a reminder, no changes in the Harmony and Discord tier, no changes in those caps. And then in the Transcendence tier, we did see the change. It's now a 400 SR maximum team SR. So, or I'm sorry, 4,000. I said 400. 4,000.
Wow.
400 is a
500. Let's go.
yes, very low bronze. Very low bronze. All right. We do have some other things to talk about. We are losing some staff members, unfortunately. We hate to see him go. Juke obviously leaving us as a Twitch coordinator. It's a big blow. He's been a massive contributor to the community. He's brought us so many amazing features in our broadcasts. We can only hope to carry on his legacy. Specs obviously is done as an Iris podcast panelist. That doesn't mean you have seen the last of Specs. But Specs will be done now as an IRS podcast panelist. And then last but not least is Fossil is Impers. He's no longer doing comms check for next season. He's taking a break on that. We obviously are super sad to see that go. We're hoping to continue comms check next season. We'll be talking about that kind of as time goes on. So with those changes, we have a lot of new staff who are entering the fray now. Cavalier is shifting his role. He's going to basically be a commissioner only, basically the full-time brand manager, chairman of the board, CEO of the organization, as we jokingly talk about.
No, not a CEO. You know,
I'm gonna murder you.
As we jokingly say in the admin chat so often, CEO of our gaming org. Discord tier director Smugs, obviously, is taking over for Cavalier, joining the Orange Name crew. The Twitch production manager is shifting from Juke to Booth. Booth's been working with Juke a lot, so Booth is going to do a fantastic job, I am sure. And then last but not least, a new moderator was added. We are bringing BethCon into the fray here. BethCon, a longtime member of the Tranquility community. We are really excited to have her on board here on the moderation staff. So that is going to be a big pickup for us here on the staff here with Tranquility. So very excited about these additions. But that said, guys, we do have a few more things we're kind of looking for going into next season. We're needing video editors. Obviously Vila did an amazing job. Caden contributed a little bit as well. Demel. All three of you guys came up clutch this season many times over, as well as Impers with the comms checks. It's highlighted further down this list. We are looking for people who want to do some video editing and some comms checks for us next season. We would like to keep comms check on the table, but we need somebody to take up that mantle. It's a big responsibility. So if you are interested in being involved in the process of video editing, we are desperately looking for that. We're also looking for a new video editor, or a video production manager, basically, who's going to be handling divvying out responsibilities for that. They might already be an editor, but we're going to be talking. Well, the admins haven't met about who we're assigning or who we want to go for that role yet, and we'll assign that at a later time. Last but not least, we're always looking for new Twitch producers. Production is a very challenging thing, but it's an extremely rewarding thing. When you do it right and you can tell a great story for it, it's super fun. We're always looking for new Twitch producers, guys. We would love for a little bit of help in that. For next season right now, the only two producers we fully have on board are Booth and Cavalier, and I'm pretty sure that neither of them, or both of them, have some sort of social life, at least in a mild sense. So yeah, let's try to help those guys out a little bit. All right, and last but not least, I know there's one thing that has been talked about a lot, and that's hero pools. Needle is very opinionated about it. He hates hero pools, and all of his homies hate hero pools.
All of them do.
And obviously Blizzard keeps audibling on hero pools. Is that annoying as a tournament organizer? Yeah, it's extremely annoying. We hate it. We're really frustrated about the fact that hero pools are as frustrating as they are. So with the changes that Blizzard has announced, and basically kind of our stance on things right now is this: hero pools are gone in Harmony and Discord tier. We're done with them. They're just gone. Average, or the comp average that'll match the SR that the tiers average at will be not having hero pools, so we'll match that and not have hero pools in either Harmony or Discord tier next season. Transcendence tier, it's to be determined, and the only reason we're saying that is because we understand that a lot of people in Transcendence tier also play things like Open Division and GGNA. A lot of those do use, and Open Division does use hero pools, and I believe GGNA,
who knows?
I don't know what they do exactly.
They're in the same boat.
Yeah, so, but I mean, there's a lot of like those teams that'll play more tournaments with hero pools, and scrims sometimes they need to use hero pools to find scrims. So we're gonna kind of leave that to the right now. The temporary plan is we're gonna let the tier decide once we start recruiting teams, but we don't really know. Blizzard's audibled on this a million times already, so they might do it again. They might just get rid of them. Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if they do. So we're basically saying to be determined right now for Transcendence tier, but Harmony and Discord tier teams, you will not have to deal with hero pools anymore next season as of right now, until Blizzard tells us otherwise.
It changes their mind.
It changes their mind again.
Yeah.
So those are some things to look forward to Season 5. Pay attention to the announcements in the Discord. You'll see a lot more stuff. Teams are going to start being approved as soon as this week. So, like, we have all-star matches finishing this week, and then it's Season 5 time. Headbands are basically going to hop right into it, and we're going to get to work because we have a lot of work to get done in order to get ready for the season. So I know a lot of you guys like run off-season events, and I'm like, you have no idea what we do during the off-season, do you? But in all seriousness, that's about it for changes we have to announce right now. Let's do a drawing.
Ooh.
Do a drawing. Okay, I pulled all the names already.
Specs, I think, wants to say something.
We'll get to you, Specs.
Specs.
Relax. Calm yourself. We'll get to that.
Colonize, colon.
Okay. All right. Let's do random number generator, please. Okay, and our winner is Mix Ready Overwatch.
Mix!
Mix Ready Overwatch!
The very last of the Season 4 shirts. Mix Ready Overwatch.
Finally did it.
He doesn't deserve it.
No, don't let him have this.
No, this is the best
Take it
timeline.
away. Give it to somebody else. Literally anybody else.
Mix wins the last giveaway, and then Bart expected to win a title in the same week. What did we do?
Season
Guys,
4
no.
is cursed.
Earth.
2 weeks apart.
Season 4 is
How
cursed.
did this happen?
We're in the wrong timeline.
Oh, this is the perfect timeline.
We have to go back.
Season 4, The Do-Over, coming to you in August.
Yes.
Season 4 too.
Oh my God! Sign me up! Sign me up already! Oh God, this is truly the most cursed timeline we live in. All right, so thank you to our trial casters. We're gonna go now to our featured casters here. Specs, any last words before we take you out back and?
Get fucked.
Gonna be
nerd.
Oh,
There it is.
there it is.
Cold as ice.
Is that all you have to say?
Get fucked.
All right. Thanks
All
for
right.
that.
Okay, wise words.
Wise words from
words
Specs
indeed.
as always. Thug, wrap it up here. What do you think?
Thank you, Overwatch Tranquility community. What a hell of a season. It was an absolute honor to be the Harmony Tier director for this one. Iris podcast was a blast this season. I got to have a lot of fun making fun of Specs.
Oh yeah.
That was always good for me.
Classic.
Thank
Classic.
you for not sending
Fantastic.
Specs death threats as many times this
Hey,
season.
only one this season.
That's
Only
not-
one.
Yeah, record.
We did it.
Thank you guys for tuning in every week. This is a highlight for us as a straight up boomer by all you Zoomers terms. This is a fun highlight. I get made fun of all the time for it because some of you the age of my children, and that's a thing. But thank you guys for tuning in every week and encouraging us and making us feel like we're doing this for a reason. So thank you guys.
NPC, final thoughts?
Well, same thing Thug said. But yeah, there's somebody on this podcast right now who's actually younger than my child, so that's a thing.
Okay.
Oh, now why don't you?
But you know what?
Yeah.
So this is
It's actually ski actually.
this is some advice for people out there in the off season when you're building a team and you're looking for players and teams. Make sure you find a team that you genuinely want to play with. Okay? No matter how good they are, if a player leaves your group the instant the scrim is over, you don't want that guy. I promise. Okay? It's clear he doesn't want to be there and you don't want him there either. Get yourself a group of guys who want to scrim and then hang around a 6-stack after. Okay? You know, if you find yourself thinking, well, I've got this scrim in 30 minutes. I don't really want to do it. You're on the wrong team. You find a different team and I'm telling you the game is going to be fun. Got to just be excited about playing, getting together with the guys. I can't wait to get home and, you know, tell the guys about this thing that happened to me today. You know, that's the team you want to be on. No matter how bad they are, no matter how good they are, you got to want to play with them, and that'll make the season fun.
So I think for me, when I look back at this season, it's gonna be kind of a bittersweet thing for me because, as the first for me as a tier director and jumping in and having Transcendence tier be, what's the best word I could use for it? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with cluster.
Cluster.
I'm gonna go with clusterfuck. Honestly, it was not a good
spec show.
experience. It was not a good experience. It was a disappointment, but I have to say when I look back at the season, is just it's something that will stand out to me. Is this is the season I feel like where we finally grew into ourselves. We finally saw in a way, this is when Tranquility matured. And yeah, we still have the Zoomers in here, and that's not what I'm getting at. I'm not getting at matured in that sense, but matured in its identity, matured in its production, matured in its teams, its branding. This is the season where Tranquility became Tranquility. And I think when we look back on this season, multiple seasons from now, because as far as I can tell, we're not going anywhere. I think people will look back on this season as kind of the first crossroads. And we talk a lot about crossroads. Right now, looking at everything going on in the world, we're living in a part of history that's going to be a chapter in a history book. We're at a crossroads for humanity. And for me, it's like, right now we see outside these computers, we're seeing people in their best light and in their worst light every day. Unfortunately, it seems to be a lot more polarized than it's ever been. And our minds are just now inevitably wandering to everything going on around us. It's whether it's our loved ones being in danger because they're immunocompromised or elderly, or it's your brother who's a police officer who's on the, just trying to do right for people, or it's your neighbor who's African American and his good friend just got arrested for selling cigarettes or beaten in the street or murdered. It's
got dark.
We're living in a place.
Real.
We're living in a world. We're living in a world right now that is truly a chapter in a history book. And what's really cool is we have this awesome place where this community has become so much more than just a place where people play video games together. And you feel that. You feel that every time you log on. You feel a companionship. You feel a brotherhood. You feel this little... It's almost this really weird family that I have the hardest time putting words to. Oftentimes people ask me, like, why do you care so much about this place? And I care because look in our Discord every day, guys. Like, it's hard not to care. If you get invested in this, it's amazing. It's what we do here is truly remarkable. We've created such a great place for people to really be just kind of get away from everything else that's going on that sucks right now. And there's a lot that sucks. There really is. I have trouble sleeping at night thinking about some of the things. I lived right outside of Minneapolis. I have friends who've been arrested. It's hard. It's so hard right now, and as irrelevant in the end as Overwatch feels, when there's a pandemic going on outside, when people are rioting in the streets, when basic human rights are being violated, every night I can log into this place and I can just hang out with some friends and play some video games or talk about Overwatch or chat about life or tell them something that's made me sad that day or something that made me happy that day or post a silly meme that I stole from Reddit. That's what makes me happy about this place. And in the end, when I look back at season 4, that's what I'm going to remember. This is the season where Tranquility became so much more than just a place where people play games. And it means so much to me that you guys are a part of it, and it means so much to me that you guys allow us to be on this pedestal to speak to you. Because it truly is touching to me that people hold us to this standard and hold me to this expectation that I can provide this to you and you guys are willing to listen to it. It means a lot to me. So from the bottom of my heart, on a personal level, not just Ski for Yeti, but Kevin, the 32-year-old father of 2 kids from Cottage Grove, Minnesota.
Cottage Grove, baby.
Thank you.
He doxed himself.
I just got doxed.
Now you're gonna get mail.
Why are you gonna make me cry? Stop.
So thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. For everybody here within the Tranquility community, we cannot wait for Season 5. Come out, watch the All-Star Game. Let's have some fun. See you guys.
One community, 3 tiers, 44 teams, and nearly 200 matches played. It's all led to this. Welcome to the playoffs, where the pretenders get eliminated, no second chances are given, and only the strong will survive. We'll see dominant performances, we'll see rivals clash, and we'll see shocking upsets. Players and teams of all skill levels have practiced for months to get here, giving it everything they have, but at the end of the day, only one will achieve: tranquility.